Hello my muffins, so I am back with another video, and I was requested to do this video to have an updated eyebrow tutorial because I did shave off my eyebrows. Story behind that is I went to get them done and the lady messed them up, so I just cut them all off and then I'm going to start growing them back. So since I shaved them off, I have to do them a different way now. So first I'm going to show you the products that I'm going to use, and then we'll jump right into the tutorial. Okay, so you're going to need whatever powder that you use to do your eyebrows. You're going to need that. You are going to also need a primer, but let me show you the powders that I have. I'm using my Milani Brow Kit, and I'm also using my Lorac Pro palette, and I am using this black here and this brown eyeliner. Then you will need eyeliners. I have two pencils. I have a red one, and I use the red because my hair is red, so I need to tint my eyebrows a little bit. And then I also have a darker color eyeliner, and this is just a dark brown color. You also will need some concealer. Get your favorite concealer that you can use. It doesn't matter what brand or what type, just long as you have concealer. So I'm going to use my Tarte concealer, and this color is in Deep. And then you're going to need some brushes. Now I need to use a lot of brushes because, like I stated, I don't have any eyebrows. It might look like I have like hair there. I don't have any hair there. So I need a lot of brushes. You might not need a lot of brushes for this, but this tutorial is for people who do not have eyebrows at all, like no hair there, no nothing. So you're actually drawing on your eyebrows. So I have a couple of brushes here. So I have a small angle brush, and then I have a flat eyeliner brush, and then I have a fuller angle brush. Then I have a concealer brush and just another brush that I use to blend out, and also another blending brush. So what I use to start my eyebrows with is that I either draw it freehand, but I think it's just much more easier to use a stencil. So I did purchase some stencils from T-Mart, and I only paid $1 for these stencils, and they're really nice. So this is what the stencils look like. Let me see if you can see it better that way. So they come in like 4 sizes, and this is the size I'm going to use today. Let me just show you the other stencils, and I really do like this. It's really good quality plastic paper. So you have this shape here, and then you have this one here. I hope you guys can see it. Like you have this shape here, and then you have a more fuller shape. So I did try out to see which ones I like first, but now I'm only using the stencil just to give me a pattern, and then I do the rest of it just on my own. So let me do a close-up of my eyebrows, and let's move this light down just a little bit. So this is what my eyebrows look like. And let me just state that the eyebrows are really not going to be perfect. They're not going to be similar or anything like that. So I just try to get it as natural as possible. I do like to have somewhat of an artificial look to them. That's just my personal preference. You don't have to go as dramatic as I'm going, or you don't have to use as many products as I'm using. But again, this was a requested look, so I think I'm going to do this eyebrow. So I'm going to wipe this off, and then I'll show you the next, like how I did this. Okay muffins, stay tuned. Okay muffins, so this is the eyebrow that we're going to do, and as you can see, I don't have any hair there. It's like quite bald. It is growing in a little bit, but it's going to take a while for it to grow back. So we're going to start with the eyebrows. So first I'm going to take my stencil, and again, I purchased this from T-Mart. So I'm going to take it, and I like this stencil because you can actually measure the correct way. Like you just put that in the center of your forehead, and then I'm going to lay the stencil down. This is quite hard on the camera. So I'm just adjusting it, and I think that's a little bit too high. I'm just adjusting it. Okay. Now it's going to be a little bit further towards my nose than normal. You wouldn't leave your eyebrows like that, but I do it this way because it's easier for me to clean it up that way. So I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to dip into my Lorac palette, and I'm going to dip into the espresso first, and I'm just going to take it and fill in my eyebrow. I'm going to take a little bit black, just a touch of black, just to make it a little bit darker here on the ends, and blend it. Now they're not going to be perfect. I'm just showing you the technique that I use. Normally if I'm going outside, I would do it a little bit more precise. So I know that looks harsh right now, but I need a line, and I'm going to blend that out so you're not even going to see it looking that dark. Okay? Okay, so the next thing that I do is that I outline my brow with a pencil. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to outline it just a little bit, just so I can see the necessary shape that I personally want. Okay? So now I'm going to go into my concealer now. So I'm going to take my concealer. Now it's easier for me to outline it with the concealer first and then work with blending everything in. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get my small angle brush. Where is it? I'm going to take my concealer. And I'm just going to take my brush and get a little bit of concealer on the tip of it. So now I'm going to outline how I would like it. And you can go back and forth to see, but I'm really, okay, let me not match it up to this one yet. I'm just showing you the technique. But normally I would match it to see, to try to get it as close as possible, but you're not going to get it as like twins or anything. So I'm just taking that concealer and I am outlining the shape I would like. So doing it this way is more easier. And remember guys, I'm doing it darker than normal because I want to show you how I do it. You can like see it more. Okay? So I'm not going to go over the top of it. So I want to start out here and bring it back. I'm just tracing the shape with the concealer. The concealer makes it much more easier. You can get a guideline and you can also clean up just a little bit as you're going along. And if you make a mistake, it's okay. The powder will correct it also. So you can see the shape that I have now. So I don't worry about blending that out yet. I'm going to go into my powder and I'm going to take my angle brush like this and I'm going to go into espresso again. And I'm just going to try to blend out this dark color just a little bit. So the brush will blend it and I'm going to carry it to the front. Now I know it's going to look like a unibrow, but we're going to fix that at the end. I'm just trying to get the shape that I desire. Like that. And I'm going to clean up everything else. So I'm just putting powder and also shaping it more. Get a little bit more powder. Now I don't use a brush because, spoolie brush, because I don't have any eyebrows. So I'm just going to take my brush again and just blend out the front a little bit more. And blend out the end. Okay. So now I'm going to blend out the concealer, just so I can still get the idea of how I want my eyebrows shaped. I can see if I need to fill in anywhere, because this is different than normal because I don't have any eyebrows. So I'm just blending. Okay, so I blended out that concealer. Now I over exaggerate my eyebrows. As you can see, this one is much longer than this one. I will clean up everything at the end. It's just easier for me to just focus on the shape that I want, and then I can clean up everything else. So now this is the shape basically that I normally would have or wear. So the next step is I will get my pencil, and I would just start to make my line just a little bit more crisper. And if I want more of an arch, I go ahead and I would draw that in a little bit more. Remember, we are drawing our eyebrows on. So I'm just filling it just a little bit. Okay. And then I would take a lighter pencil and just go in the front just a little bit more. It'll make it easier for me to add on the other colors that I want to add on, and then to, you know, just clean it up. So you're just basically going back and forth and correcting anything that you feel that's, you know, you don't like or whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to take my red pencil. Because my hair is red, I want to just blend it in a little bit more. Then I would get my short eyeliner, whatever type of brush this is, flathead brush like this. And I just take a little bit of the red color, and then I would blend it in. Now all of this part here is going to disappear because I'm going to blend that all out when I'm done. So I'm just going to mainly focus it where I want to add a little bit more of a red color, and which is mainly in the front, the majority of the color in the front. So I go in both directions, and I can carry it to the back just a little bit. I'm going to leave this part a little bit more darker, just so I can get that feather type of look. And going up would make it easier for me to blend it out later on. Okay. Okay. So the next step would be I would go above and add a little bit more concealer, but just to save some time on this video, I'm going to go on to the next step. So because this part is so you know, boxy and also darker in the front, I just get another brush and I just blend it out a little bit more. I blend up, blend out. Okay. So that's a little bit more blended how I would like it, but I also go in with the same angle brush, and I'll put a little tiny dab of concealer on it, just so I can blend out the front a little bit. So I just, you know, dab just a little bit, and I start to feather out the front of my brow. And you can also go into correct just a little. So as you can see, this part is a little bit light. I'm still going to go back in with a little bit more red. So now I'm going to take my angle brush again. I don't want this video to be too long. And I'm going to take my Milani brow powder here, this color in the middle. And I'm just going to start to feather that in. And also fix the shape that I would like. Take it in the back. Now I'm lightening up that dark type of look. And you just keep adding and feathering the look. Okay? So now normally when I put my foundation on, I would go straight in the middle, and this would take away some of that unibrow thing that's going on there. Okay? You see that? You see how that blended really nicely? So that's just an easier way for me to make sure that my eyebrows are, you know, not so far towards my nose and I don't have that unibrow type of thing going on. Okay, so then at this point I'll go back in with my red because I want the red to be just a little bit more darker in the front, and I would just feather a little bit just so I can get that fading effect. Okay, then that's how I basically do my eyebrows. It's just much more easier with the stencil. Now I do on some days do the freestyle. I know the shape that I like, so I can just do it a little bit freer. And then also to give me that ombre type of effect, I'll go in with my gel liner, and this is a really dark brown liner, and I just take my angle brush and just dab just a little bit in there, and I would place some on the back end of it and just blend that color in. This also will help give me that ombre effect to my brow. Okay, so now I know that this end part is not supposed to be down this further, so I either take my finger and I would just wipe it away, or you can take a brush to wipe it away. And I go back and forth between my concealers and, you know, just blend it out just a little bit more to get a little bit more of a, so it won't be so dark. But I am doing it a little bit darker than normal because I want you guys to see it. Okay, take a little bit more of the red, and I'm just basically blending how I personally like it. And this is how I do my eyebrows every day until they grow back. But this is basically the same step I do. The only thing is that I'm using a lot more product than normal. Then you can just, you know, go back and forth between your concealer or whatever. And I just want this to be a little bit more sharper here. So I go in and I just blend that out, just so the line could be a little bit more, stand out a little bit more. And this eyebrow over here, the tail is a little bit coming up a little bit. This concealer will help you to correct and to shape. And I would like to leave a little bit concealer up underneath, because then when I do my makeup, I still have that highlighted effect. Okay, so this is how I do my eyebrows every day. And I can take a little bit more of that concealer and blend it. It's really simple, really easy. And I might just take my brush to go over it. And then you just get your favorite setting liquid or something like that. I have the e.l.f. one. The e.l.f. one is really good, and I like to use the e.l.f. one better than the model in the bottle when I don't have hair, because this one makes my skin look shiny, and when I use this one it dries clear and matte, so it doesn't look like it's shiny. It's probably shining a little bit more now because my lights are directly on me now. I wanted you guys to be able to see. So that's how I do my eyebrows, Muffins, and I want to thank you for requesting that. So this is my updated eyebrows, and thank you for watching, Muffins. Bye.